Hello, thank you very much for coming to the studio today. I really appreciate it. Welcome. Today we are going to be working on the portrait in Airbrush, and this is basically a small portrait, like a test panel did or started a while ago for a very large painting. I don't like to go ahead and work out problems on a large painting. A lot of times I'll just do small little studies. This way you're not vested in it. You can take chances and see what will be the pitfalls when you actually are down the line working on the actual large painting. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check this out. I am going ahead and applying that pinkish flesh color of her lower lip and upper lip as well. And what I like to do is when I paint the lips very lightly, I want to make sure that I echo that pink where I see it elsewhere in the portrait. For instance, right now we see it under the eyelids, the under eyelids there, and we'll also see that in the corner of the eyes, and in the flesh, the cheeks, the rosy complexion, you'll see that as well. You create a sense of continuity when you use the same colors throughout. There is a slight color shift here. The battery on my Canon T5i died, so stepped in was my power shot. So there's going to be a little bit of color shift here, but nothing too drastic. And this way we can go ahead and continue. What I'm doing now is I'm getting sort of a brownish flesh tone, and that is pretty much the mid-tone between the darks and the lights in this portrait. So what I'm doing is I'm actually turning the forms by doing the transition tone between the dark and the lights. But also I am giving color and sort of the light and shade that you would do in a pencil in this stage. So you can see while I'm doing this transition sort of reddish tone, it is making her face seem more round. Drawing and painting are the exact same things, and this is not any more evident than right here. So I continue to deepening the forms and creating more volume in her face, and also I'm echoing that in the forehead area and also in her clavicle, shoulders. When you make one area dark, the adjacent areas automatically need to become darker. So it is a lot of fun to see this develop. As you can see, we are back with the Canon T5i, and the colors are a little richer, and so I'm happy that I'm using my primary camera again. I'm using a freehand shield, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reiterate with a darker color, not my darkest dark, but a darker color than the mid-tone, to sort of reiterate the cast shadow underneath her nose. Now, I'm in no rush to go ahead and make that very dark. I'm okay right now because you can always go darker. So that's my thinking. So after applying that darker color for the cast shadow under her nose, I'm going to go ahead, as I did with the pink earlier in the painting, and I'm going to echo that dark color throughout her face. Now, again, this is crucial for creating continuity. Where you have one value and one, let's say, color, you want to make sure you find that color and value elsewhere throughout the portrait. As I said before, this creates continuity and the feeling of a person in space under the similar lighting conditions, having similar colors throughout her portrait. The model's eyebrows are much darker, but I'm going to use that brownish dark color just to establish them, and then I'll go over with a darker, maybe Van Dyke brown color, but right now I'm just painting in the shapes. Whenever I see that the colors are too harsh, I can just use an aggressive eraser and just rub them away. Like anything else, when I'm painting and I close my eyes and look at it, whatever I see immediately, usually I try to de-emphasize that. With that darker color, now I am like a sculptor. I am sculpting the forms in the forehead, in the cheek, under the eyes. I'm really getting fine with the volume and the three-dimensionality of the subject. Thanks again for coming to the studio. I really hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed having you as a guest and showing you some of the techniques that I use when working on the Airbrush portrait. So please remember to like and subscribe. The more subscribers and likes I get, the more attention my videos get, and it will help me out. So please hit the like and subscribe button if you get anything from this. I'm in the middle of the SSSVEDA, which is really interesting right now and cool, is I am doing 31 videos in 31 days. So please join me in this 31 days of August in my commitment, and we'll get through this together. On the other side, I know I'm going to be much better behind the camera, better with the with the camera work and everything like that, sound. So I'm excited to give my audience better content. So I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow.